everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, with another Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection review video. I've got a double shot of it for you this week. It came out in 2 parts. Gonna do my best not to make this so spoilerish like the last one. Apologies for that. But this week we're going to talk about was pretty much considered as one, it wasn't the first one, but it was certainly one of the forerunners of the event comic. And obviously you can see from the title up above, it is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. That's part 1. And because it came over, I think it was 12 issues, wasn't it? Yeah, 12 issues. It was had to be done in part 2 as well. I'll just put that one down for now. So, written by Jim Shooter, artwork by Mike Zeck and Bob Layton. This came out in 1984. And for me, it just brings back so many nostalgic memories of my childhood. Okay, I was kind of early teens by then, but this was kind of one of my first memories of reading a comic book, and it wasn't even in the American editions. I initially read it within the Marvel UK imprint, and where you had, I don't even think it was a full issue for every comic that you bought, because they spread it out over weeks and weeks and weeks. But let's cut to the chase here. It's not the classiest of books. I'm being honest here. The writing can be a bit hokey. The artwork isn't anything stellar, but when you pitch all your favourite superheroes against all your favourite villains, stick them on a world somewhere in space, you know you're going to have a good time. And you really, really do when you read this. The basic premise of the book is there is a cosmic entity called the Beyonder. And he's been watching Earth for a little bit, and he decides he wants a kind of big battle royale, and he transports a bunch of our heroes and villains onto this planet where they are pitted against each other, with the prize being anything their hearts desire. Beyonder is a kind of omnipotent, omnipresent, like I said, cosmic entity, so he can appear to do whatever he wishes, and therefore can give you your wish too. So, heroes wise, you've got the Avengers, you've got Fantastic Four, you've got the X-Men, Spider-Man's in there, Spider-Woman. Villain side, you've got Doctor Doom, Dr. Octopus, there's Kang, there's the Lizard, there's a whole host of villains in there as well. And of course, there is Galactus, sorry. And obviously there are lots of fights in there. You know, what baddies suddenly look as if they're going to win, and then the good guys, you know, fight back a bit and they win. Doctor Doom kind of removes himself from, you know, obviously he thinks this is all beneath him, and goes after the main honcho, the Beyonder, to basically, he wants all his power. Of course, Doctor Doom, what's he going to do? There are some great moments from this series, not least from, as you can see from the other book, this is the black suit, or the alien symbiote. This is where it came from. Also, you have the creation of a couple of new villains, Volcana and Titania, however you want to pronounce that. Yeah, they are created within this kind of scientific complex that the villains set their base on. There are some great moments where a huge mountain falls on top of our heroes, and it's just the Hulk trying to stop it from crushing them. Colossus falls in love with one of the supposed inhabitants of this planet. It's quite interesting that, from what I recall, because it's even been a while since I've read these, no one actually dies, which is surprising. Maybe it was a little bit too early in Marvel's history for them to think, oh, it's great, we'll kill off some characters, but we'll bring them back later anyway. Of course, this was eventually, well, I think it was partly a way for kids to buy toys. Mattel took the license and had all their little characters to collect. And yeah, it's just fun, it's entertaining, it's just a real nostalgic read, very of the 80s. And I just loved it. There are some really good back bits, like they usually have in here. We have a couple of cover galleries. I think it was, what was it, 2009 they brought out the like graphic trade novel of it, all in one, and Alex Ross did a cover for it. We've got a 2-page spread about the writer, Jim Shooter. We have the origins of the Marvel superhero Secret Wars. And we have some cover artwork. Get that a bit closer, which was really nice to look at. In the second issue, talking about those toys, they reprinted the advert. It looked like all the toys came with a little holographic kind of shield or weapon to go along with it, which was always fun. We have a little bit of Marvel history and the repercussions of what happened in Secret Wars. Nobody may have died there, but certainly someone decided to stay behind for a little while. Again, I'm not going to spoil it in case there is someone out there who has not read it. 2 pages on Bob Layton, the artist. He's also done stuff for Iron Man, Hercules and X Factor. And then they reprinted the feature article that came out in Marvel Age, issue 12. So we have a little kind of news article, some sketches of the black suit and how they wanted it to look, and then an article about the toy line that came out from Mattel. And of course you have the further reading section at the back. Yeah, I do have such a fondness for this event. I've read it several times since it originally came out, and I've loved it every time. It's just that idea of, you know, like I said, loads of superheroes, loads of supervillains, all in the same book. What could be better, really? If you haven't read this, and you know, I can only imagine maybe the younger audience or people who are only just coming into comics who may not have read this, but despite its kind of maybe outdated feel, it's definitely well worth reading, and it's just fun and entertaining, and it's just all out Marvel.